Welcome to another video. In this one we'll talk about the matrix element to push data to Salesforce. So I'm going to go ahead and create myself a project, and you will find that the matrix element lives under the survey menu and specifically over here. Alright, so what you can do is you can just drag this one across and start to play with it. So like this, we've got something here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a contact, and then I'm going to push the three values into these fields here. So let me highlight these for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask, we're going to create a contact, we're going to ask them what is the hottest temperature they've ever been in. That will go to server response. We'll ask them what's their minimum preferred temperature of choice when they go on holiday. And then we'll ask them what is their maximum temperature that they are happy with going on holiday. It's a really random use case, but it's fine. It works for this case here. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to do it over here. So what you'll find with Matrix is that there is no get. It's specifically designed for a push. All right. If you want to adjust the sizing side of things, you can do that here. If you go into the row, for example, and you go like 200 or even 300, it will change the width. The question column and the answer column, you can again stretch it out however you want, really. It's pretty up to you. And as you can see, the more you stretch it out, the more obviously it goes further. And then same with a question column as well. So once you've done that, and all rest of the stuff is over here. If you want to obviously, do the fill, change the colors, all that kind of stuff. But setting up the question kind of works like this. So let's say we go to edit mapping, question one. We'll say highest temperature you've been in. And then you can either add a different value, but for me it doesn't matter. I'm just going to add this in there. And then I'll say preferred minimum temperature. And then I will put preferred maximum temperature here. Like that. So paste these values one by one in here, and then these are my questions. So my questions are pretty much good to go. Obviously would like to increase the size a bit, so I want to give it about 200 here, or maybe even go 400. I think too much, so we'll do 300. Okay, 300 is good. Now as for the answers, I can say into the mapping here, so the first one is highest temperature they've been in. I can add multiple values here for each of the answer type here. So I can say highest temperature you've been in. So we'll edit the mapping here, and we'll say 20 to 30. Actually, we'll do 10 to 20. Do 20 to 30. And then we'll do 30 to 35. And that's in Celsius. So we'll do C. Alright, and I'll copy these values across into the value, because for me it doesn't really matter whether it's the value or the label. So here we are. So now they can choose highest temperature you've been in, they can choose their preferred minimum temperature, and they can choose their preferred maximum temperature. All this to set up the push. And then I'm just going to set up two fields here, which is going to be their first name and their last name. Like that, and we'll just name them. And then finally we will set up our push. So get a button, pop it over here, and we'll say create. And here I'm going to go ahead and configure my action. We're going to create a contact. So the first, I'm just going to map the fields that need to be, which is like first name and last name. Now, here it is. These are my three values here, and remember when I said I'll push these into survey response and the minimum and maximum. So the survey response will get this one. The minimum will get the minimum. And the maximum will get the maximum, like that. That's it. And once this is done, I can click apply. I think I've just set up a get here, which is not what I wanted to do. So I wanted to set up a push. Contact, and we'll put a little comment here, matrix, under the mapping, again, last name, first name, survey response will get my highest temperature, minimum will get minimum, and maximum will get maximum. Understand that there is no get for matrix at all. So if you're thinking about using a get, probably use another element. All right, so here we are. Click apply, apply, save, done. So let's go ahead and preview this. I'm going to call this one matrix contact. Highest temperature you've been in. Preferred minimum temperature, 20 to 30. Preferred maximum temperature, I'll probably say 10. Actually, you know what? I'll do this just for the sake of different choices, like that. And then we'll create. All right, so now this is going to hopefully push data to Salesforce, so we can check that through the integration logs, which here it is. It's created my contact. And I will now go ahead and highlight some of the points for you now. All right, so as you can see, it's created my contact first thing. My server response has been pushed in here. My minimum has been pushed in here, and my maximum has been pushed in here. So it is that easy to set up. You just have to follow everything that I've done in there. All the styling options have been explained. And yeah, and I'll finally run through the menu a little bit. Under the conditions, you can obviously write conditions if you want to. I've explained you can make it mandatory if you wish, change the metadata, and obviously run animation. But that's the matrix element for you, fully explained.